Some speakers might say 1,000 watts, RMS, 3,000 watts max. No, it's always 1,000 watts to 2,000. Okay, you're not gonna put 3,000 watts to a speaker that's got 1,000 watt RMS. Anyway, long story short, 1,000 watts RMS, 2,000 watts max. In order to move the speaker to efficiency, you only need 1,000 watts. Okay, so at the most, put 12 to 1,500 watts pure power on that damn speaker. Okay, anything more than that, at 2,000 watts, they're telling you you're gonna blow the damn speaker. Get a good look at that. Anything more than that, at 2,000 watts, you're gonna blow the damn speaker. So what that tells us is we don't need that big of an amp to push this up. So check me. Oh, don't mind the plate and the orange juice right there. I just got finished eating. But so what that tells me is, fuck y'all about the camera angles. What that tells me is I need 1250, 1,500 watt amp. That's it. And I'll bump very well. Don't need to do too much or nothing. Just straight bumping. Now you can put 2,000 watts on there. You can run it. You can bump it down. And another thing I need to talk about is ohms. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a long ass video. I'm gonna chop and screw it through the YouTube editor, and I'm gonna let y'all decide which I want to watch. Ohms on the speaker. Speakers come in several applications: 8 ohm, 4 ohm, 2 ohm. Some of them come 1 ohm already, but y'all not gonna get no 1 ohm speakers because on some real shit, them just expensive. I've only had, the lowest I've gone is dual 2 ohm, and that was on some DDs. But anyway, long story short, the best speakers you can get is dual 4 ohm or dual 2 ohm. Because if you're running it down, you want to run it down to 1 ohm. That way you can get the most bass, the most power, most efficiency out the subwoofer. That'll give you the most power all the way around the board. So 1 ohm is what you want to do. Don't let nobody else tell you any different. You want to go 1 ohm. And I'll show you the diagram for that. Okay? 1 ohm would look something like this. If you got a speaker, okay, you got an amp. Let's say you got 2 speakers. Bing, 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 bing. Positive, negatives. You would take this negative, put it to that negative. This negative to that negative. This positive to that positive. This positive to that positive. Now this negative goes to that negative, and that positive goes to that positive. So now all your positives are connected, all your negatives are connected. And your positive here on your negative on this amp, you take this negative and run it to the negative on the amp, run it to that positive. Now you're at 1 ohm. And 1 ohm will be the loudest you can get. And it's, hey, I already know some of y'all's like, what the fuck? How the fuck you draw that? What the fuck is it talking about? Whatever. Y'all need help, just keep my phone. I hope y'all write it out, whatever y'all want to do. Let me erase my board again, because I'm going to need to write some more shit for y'all. Alright. So 1 ohm, we established that 1 ohm is the best. 5,000 watt amps, 4,000 watt amps, 3,000 watt amps. I'm going to tell you why they're not as efficient as a 2,000 watt amp. A 2,000 watt amp can efficiently run 1 ground, 1 negative, 1 remote wire through a amplifier and soundboard of the amplifier at 12 volts, 12.4 efficiently, and give you a good 1,200 watts. If it's a 1,200 watt amp, 1,150 at minimum. Your usual 4,000, 5,000 watt amps, 10,000 watts, kick a warhorse, beautiful amp. Seen it in person, it's fucking huge. I would never get it, and it's for this very reason why. Those amplifiers need 14.4 volts constant in order to hit tremendous, in order to release tremendous amounts of power. So at 4,000 watts, a 4,000 watt amp, such as the Cyclops like I have, which is a very fucking beautiful amp, I mean gorgeous, loud as shit once you get everything running right. You need 2 powers, 2 grounds, And on the Warhorse, I believe it's something like 3 or 4 powers and 3 grounds. Scoot. 3 powers and 3 grounds. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to.
What are you doing?
I'm minding my damn business. Go in the room.
Okay.
So, the fuck was I talking about? Damn kids. Alright, so if I got 3 power wires going to my amplifier, that means I'm gonna need 3 wires coming off my battery. That means I'm gonna need 3 grounds, 3 different grounding points. What very few people understand, when you got multiple amplifiers set up in your car, you need 3 different grounding points, 3 strong ones, especially with an amp like that. Because if you get the wrong grounding point, then you're gonna have a fizzle noise. You're gonna have like that going through your amps and your speakers, and you don't want that shit, because that shit ain't sexy when your girl get in the car and you turn the beat up and it's going through there when it's beating. That shit ain't cool. But 3 different grounding points, 3 different batteries, power wise, so it's a lot to run it. And with an amp that big, like I said, you need 14 point volts to get it sufficiently running 4,000, 45, 46, 5,000, whatever wattage you got. So in that case, you're gonna need an extra battery. You're gonna need fucking extra wires, 0 gauge. You're gonna need to run 0 gauge. You're gonna need to bring all that juice up front. Okay, and I'm sorry, now let me go back to the 0 gauge, because I'm not mixing it up. The 0 gauge ain't nothing but water pipe, water hose, water hose. If you got a fucking straw and you suck water in your mouth and you spit it through the straw, it's a little bit of water. That should be your 8 gauge. Your 4 gauge is more like your garden hose outside. You turn it on, you get a little bit more water. Your 0 gauge will be equivalent to the fireman's hose he used to put out the house fires. Bigger hose, more water coming through. Bigger wire, more power, more electricity, more current, whatever word you want to say, coming through. That means you're going to get more. And when you're doing something like that, more is never too bad unless you don't know how to hook shit up and you're giving that shit too much power, or your amp alternator failing and you're getting 14, 16 volts and you ain't got a 16 volt charger car. But then you got, what was that? Okay, your amps. Just told you, you're going to need several batteries. You're going to need bigger power wires. You're going to need distribution blocks. You're going to need, different things. That extra battery in your trunk, it's going to be a power cell, basically. It'll be a dry cell battery like your Optimas. That way, it will be no spillage or leakage in your car, and you'll need to put a fuse back there. Suggestions of a 200 or better fuse just from that battery to the next battery, just in case you get in an accident, hitting the rear, in the front, the battery's not giving you a constant power when your car catch on fire. Distribution block is nothing but a little block, maybe this big. You put 1 power wire in it, you can pull 2 out, or put 1 power in it, you bring 4 power wires out. So all the distribution block is. They work beautifully. I have, I think, 2, 3 of them in my car, so they work great. Speakers. Multiple speakers. Let's start here. Why do I want to put, and I gotta look at y'all when I say this, why do I want to put 4, 5, 6 speakers, subwoofers in my car, but I only got enough actual space for 2? Okay. Beautiful question here. Let's get the chart. Alright, bet. Check this out. I'm about to show y'all something. If my speakers are square or circle or whatever configuration you got a speaker, if my speakers are that, then cool, whatever. Square, you're going to need a bigger surface area to mount, of course, because it's square. Circle, pretty much more so to do with, it's easy to make a circle. Fit in more spaces because it's a fucking circle. standard speaker